Bismillahi, alhamdulillahi, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi, rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back to our Unlock Quran series where we understand Al Quran in an easy way. This is course 2, grammar, and with on connected to page 8, pointer A. In this lesson today, we are going to do the introduction of weak Mazid Fi verbs. Up till now, in course 3, we have finished the sound verbs, Mazid Fi sound verbs. From today, we are going to introduce the weak verbs of Mazid Fi, and in the following classes, we will do more of these kind of verbs. So now let's go back to course 1. What did we do in course 1? What have we learned there? So the first thing, basically in course 1, we learned that Arabic words are of 3 types. They are ism, fa'al, and harf. What was ism? We learned that ism is a noun. It's name of a person, place, or thing. So if it is a name, like for example, kitab, Kitab is a noun. And how will you identify in the Arabic language that a word is a noun? You will identify if the word begins with al. So if it is al-kitab, or if it ends with an, un, in. So if it is kitabun, kitabin, or kitaban, then you will say, oh, it's a noun. Also, it could be kitaba, kitabi, kitabu. It is noun. And also, if a word has a plural, then it is a noun. So like kitab, kitabun, it's not kitabun, kutub actually, not kutub. But normally the words which are ending with un, in, at, this gives you the plural. See, but there are some words which don't have un, in, at, and they have like kitab, kutub. So yes, so Muslim, so Muslimun, so Muslimin, Muslimun, Muslimat. So here we added that and made it into a plural. So this means it is a noun. Okay. The second thing what we learned are verbs which we are doing right now. We have been doing it in course 2 and course 3. So these, what are verbs? Verbs are words which shows that action. They show something is happening. They are doing. Words are called verbs. And the third thing was harf. What was harf? Anything which is not a noun and verb is a harf. So basically, the word harf is a particle which connects the verb and noun together to form a sensible sentence. And they are, for example, bi, min, li, fi, ala, inna, all these words. These are harf. Okay, then in course 1 itself, we learned sound verbs. We learned the sound verbs. We learned fataha, nasara, daraba, sami'a. And if you recall, we made a sentence, a story out of it. If you open the Quran, fataha, Allah will help you. Nasara. Otherwise, you will be hit. Daraba. Therefore, listen. Sami'a. So these were the 4 words on the verbs on the basis of which we formed so many words. You have done homeworks on this also with extra verbs. We did so many words on these lines, on the fataha, nasara, daraba, sami'a style. So these were the sound verbs. And yes, and these words itself, they occur in the Quran 9,000 times. Not the word fataha itself, I mean, fataha and the words, they are like fataha and classified in the or. Also fataha, the madi, mudare, amar, all this. So there are totally 9,000 words. Then in course 2, we learned weak verbs. So we learned the weak words. What were the weak words? A, E, U. Remember? A,
Yeah.
E, U. Alif and Ya and Waw. So the words, any word, the 3-letter word which has alif and wow and ya, that means it is a weak word because it cries. It says ooh, it cries. So it's a weak word. So here wahaba, wa'ada. So, and it can be anywhere, by the way. It can be in the first letter of the three root letter word. It can be in the second letter or in the third letter. So the first letter we learned, first letter is wow here. So we read, Allah will give, wahaba. It's a promise, wa'ada. Hmm? Then in the second letter is alif. See here you have qala, alif in the second letter. So it's a weak word and a weak letter in the second letter of the word. So here, in fact, he said, qala, he will give more, zada. See, I'm just trying to recall so that you can remember all these things. I hope you, I know it, I mean, you definitely, you will forget many things. Like when you've so much of information in the past, we are bound to forget something or the others. It's not possible that you remember everything. But that's fine. That's how it happens. Whatever you study, even if when you're studying in school or college, you don't, when you give an exam, you just don't get 100 out of 100 and get everything correct. So we do forget things. So don't feel that, oh, I've forgotten. No problem. You've forgotten. We'll do it again. We'll revise again and again, repeat it. All right, next. Next is the last letter. You see that you have alif and ya, da'a and hada. So the story for this, therefore, pray to him, da'a, for guidance, hada. So you just recall this. These were the weak verbs we learned. Allah will give, Allah will give, wahaba. It's a promise, wa'ada. In fact, he said, qala. He will give more, zada. Therefore, pray to him, da'a. For guidance, hada. So remember these words. Then we also did the weak letter verbs where it had hamza in it. So down here, see, it is written, the first amara, the first letter has hamza. Then sa'ala, the second letter has hamza. And qara'a, the third letter has hamza. So we also did these verbs, the weak verbs with hamza. So this is what we did. And then in course 2 itself, we also did verbs with repeated letter. If you recall, dhanna. So noon with a shadda. The shadda means it's a double noon over there. Wallah, that means there's a double L. So these are three-letter words, but they're repeated. So noon is like a repeated word, repeated letter, and lam is a repeated letter. So what was the story behind it? And have good opinion, dhanna, otherwise you'll be lost. Dalla, wala dallin, coming from here, there, dalla. So this is the whole thing. I hope you remembered now everything. I went through it. We'll go through it more. Alhamdulillah. Okay, then after we finished that, in course 3, we did the mazid fi words, the sound verbs, and these words, they occur in the Quran 8,200 times. So yes, that is also very important. It occurs in the Quran 8,200 times. So we learned totally 8 words, and we learned it in 3 sentences. We made 3 sentences. So let's recall those sentences. So first sentence, we did ta'aleem and muhasaba are very important in Islam. Allama, hasaba, aslama. Remember, ta'aleem and muhasaba are very important in Islam. Allama, hasaba, aslama. So this was our first sentence. The second sentence was, don't do ikhtilaf, do istighfar, ikhtalafa, istaghfara. Again, don't do ikhtilaf, do istighfar, ikhtalafa, istaghfara. So Allama, hasaba, aslama, ikhtalafa, istaghfara. These were the ones. So ta'aleem and muhasaba are very important in Islam. Allama, hasaba, aslama. Don't do ikhtalafa, do istaghfara, ikhtalafa, istaghfara. So don't do ikhtilaf, do istighfar. So ikhtalafa, istaghfara. So yes. So we have these words, ta'aleem, muhasaba, Islam, ikhtilaf, and istighfar. Alhamdulillah. So now, the third sentence. We finished two sentences. The third sentence was do tadabbur. Do tadabbur and tadarrus. What is tadabbur? To ponder. And tadarrus is to study. So ponder and study to have better inqilab to Allah. Inqilab means to turn around or return or to come back. So if you want to really return and go back to Allah, you want to be with Allah always, not to go far away. Always keep coming back to Allah. Then inqilab. So tadabbur and tadarrus to have better inqilab to Allah, better return to Allah. Tadabbara, tadarasa, inqalaba. Again, do tadabbur, tadabbara, and tadarus, tadarasa. To have better inqilab to Allah, inqalaba. So now you remember these words, tadabbur, tadabbara, tadarus, tadarasa, inqilab, inqalaba. So yeah, so I think we've done this. We've had a quick revision. I gave you a little quick revision of course 1, 2, and 3, whatever we have completed up till now. So now this is what we are going to do from now on. So just notice this, like all these were the sound words which I just explained. Fataha, nasara, daraba, sami'a. These were the weak words. Wahaba, wa'ada, qala, zada, da'a, hada. And these were the words with hamza, amara, sa'ala, and qara'a. And also the repeated letters were dhanna, dhalla. So you notice in this, look at it, they all are 3-letter. The root word these are all 3-letter words. So we are doing 3-letter words. So these are all, remember this, mostly all the words, they are like, the root is always 3 letters. And mazid fi, you add on to it. So now, allama, hasaba, aslama, ikhtalafa, istaghfara, and here tadabbara, tadarasa, inqalaba. We have finished these. These are the sound words which we have already finished in course 3 up till now. And these sound words, they don't have a weak letter in their root. Okay, but now you see this alif and all because it is an addition. They added more letters. So then, so anything when you add more, then it becomes mazid fi. So you added more over there. So still, though we added more, it became allama, hasaba. The style in which we made the pattern was the same. It was in the same, the pattern in which we classified it, and it in mazid fi also it is the same style. You have seen this already. All right, so now mazid fi has weak words and hamza also. So remember, in mazid fi also we have finished the sound verbs, but mazid fi also has weak words and it also has hamza. So we will be doing words with weak words and hamza also. So like for example, walla, nada, alqa, ihtada,
कहीं वो कल खाना मंगाया बुरी बात है
istaqbara. Please,
ये तुम देख लो रुबीना लखानी करके बोलो ठीक है
who's this talking in the middle? Okay. All right. Sorry for that disturbance. Okay. So mazid fi, so we did this. So you don't have to like memorize this table. Don't get confused. I'm just like this is what we will be doing in the future. So I'm just giving you a little idea of what we are going to do. So don't worry. So here I'm just trying to show. Look here, they have the weak aqama. So this there is a weak letter here. So I'm just showing you this so you don't get tense that I have to. No need of memorizing. It will come gradually in the future. So and also it has also repeated. Dalla is a dalla. So this has become a mazid fi word. Hmm? So just to show you how these words are formed. So now remember one thing again, these words all together, the sound verbs and the weak verbs, the mazid fi sound verbs and the mazid fi weak verbs and the mazid fi repeated letter words and the mazid fi hamza words, they all together they appear in the Quran 9,000 times. So that is why mazid fi words are so important, and we have to make sure we do a lot of practice on these words too. Now, the sound verbs, which we have finished doing, they occur in the Quran 4,500 times. And the weak verbs are also 4,500 times. So remember that, okay? All right. Now, again, approximately the sound verbs and weak mazid fi verbs, they occur in the Quran 9,000 times. Sound verbs, half, and this half. So on altogether, the mazid fi verbs, they occur in the Quran 9,000 times. That means once in every line. So literally in every line, you will find a mazid fi word. So alhamdulillah. So this much, it's all clear. We have understood all this, that what we are about to do. Now we are going to begin the weak verbs of mazid fi. But before we do that, I want you, we have already done this hada in the last course. So I want you to have a look at this. So in mazid fi, verbs which you can see hada, verbs which has an a in it and the ending has a ya in it, hada, they behave on the same lines as hada. We have done this hada, hadaita. We have done this. So the mazid fi also, they are just like this, just like hada. So it will go, the pattern is going to be the same. So I'm just bringing this back to you because we did this hada a very long time, and I'm sure some of you must have forgotten. It must be like, it's hazy in the past. So we are going to do practice hada because everything not everything, like most of the weak mazid fi verbs which we are going to do now, from now on, they are mostly on the same pattern. So let us like practice this thoroughly. Hada, let's practice, and you also practice after you're done. Go through. Once you know your hada table very well, then the rest is going to be a piece of cake for you. It will be extremely easy. So let's revise this hada again. Now, what is, okay. So, no, let me go for hada. Hada means he guided. So what you have to see, what is important for you to remember is hada, the plural of hada. He guided, they guided. So the plural will be hadaw. Hada, hadaw. So you should always remember the change. It's not hadu, it is hadaw. Hada, hadaw. He guided, hada. They guided, hadaw. Hada, hadaw. Hada, hadaw. Then what happens after that? You guided, hadai. I guided, hadai tu. Hadaita, hadaitu. So, hada, hadaw, hadaita, hadaitu. Then hadaitum, hadaina, and hadat. Okay, it's not hadait. Look at the difference. I'm just trying to point out, we have done this, but I'm just repeating so that I'm sure we have lost or forgotten a few things. I'm just pointing out to put it back into your mind again. This is not hadait, or it is hadat. Remember this, hadat. Hada, he guided. Hadat, she guided. Okay? Hada, hadat. Hada, hadat. Let's practice this again. He guided, hada. They guided, hadaw. You guided, hadaita. I guided, hadaitu. You all guided, hadaitum. We guided, hadaina. And she guided, hadat. Okay, now I will say it in English and you tell me in Arabic. Parveen auntie, you can say. Parveen auntie is muted, I think. You can unmute yourself. Fozia, you can say. He
Okay.
guided.
Hada.
Hada.
They guided.
Hadaw.
Hadaw.
You guided.
Hadaita.
I guided.
Hadaitu.
You all guided.
Hadaitum.
We guided.
Hadaina.
Hadaina.
She guided.
Hadat.
Hadat. MashaAllah. So now we know this very well. Alhamdulillah. So now we know our Madi table very well. Alhamdulillah. Now let's go to the Mudari. Mudari. Hada. Hada. I think almost most of the time Hada becomes Yahdi. Always. Hada. Hada and Yahdi. Hada. Yahdi. Hada. Yahdi. Huh? Remember this. Always. We have done so many examples. When it switches to Mudari, the Ya comes there. We have experienced this before. And the Da becomes Di. So there is a Ya. It's preceded by Ya. And it ends with a D. The Da becomes D. So Hada becomes Yahdi. Hada becomes Yahdi. Hada Yahdi. And Yahdi means he guides. Now, what's the plural? Now, this is something for you to remember. The plural is Yahduna. So, Yahdi, Yahduna. He guides, Yahdi. They guide, Yahduna. Yahdi, Yahduna. Good. Now, the rest is easy. You guide, Tahdi. I guide, Ahdi. You guide, Tahdi. I guide, Ahdi. So, he guides, Yahdi. They guide, Yahduna. You guide, Tahdi. I guide, Ahdi. And you all guide, Tahduna. We all guide, Nahdi. And she guides, Tahdi. So I will say it once more. He guides, Yahdi. They guide, Yahduna. You guide, Tahdi. I guide, Ahdi. You all guide, Tahduna. We all guide, Tahdi. And she guides, Tahdi. Okay. Zahira, you want to say? I think you were saying if you want, you can unmute yourself. And if you want, you can say it. Otherwise, I'll ask Parveen auntie to do it. I'll say.
Okay, Ustazah.
Oh, mashallah, good. So Zahira, you say it. Now I'm going to say it in English and you tell me in Arabic. He guides.
Yahadi.
They guide.
Yahaduna.
You guide.
Tahadi.
I guide.
Ahadi.
You all guide.
Tahaduna.
We all guide.
Nahadi.
And she guides.
Tahadi.
MashaAllah. Very nice. Lovely. So we have understood the Madi and Mudare. We have done enough revision now. I'm just doing it in details again with you so that it really fixes into your head, because this table is very important. Then the next one, ihdi. I think this is very easy. The fi'al amr, because ihdina sirat al-mustaqim, we say it every day. So ihdi, ihdu. So you should remember the plural. The plurals are very important here. So ihdi, ihdu. So here for the madi, hada, hada, hadaw. And for the mudare, yahdi, yahduna. And fi'al amr, ihdi, ihdu. You should keep this like fixed into your brain. Hada, hadaw. Yahdi, yahduna. Ihdi, ihdu. Always remember. Hada, hadaw. Yahdi, yahduna. Ihdi, ihdu. So this is, you must remember this part, and then the same rule will be applied into the rest of the weak letter words, inshallah. Okay. Ihdi, ihdu, la tahdi, la tahdu. Okay. So ihdi, ihdu, la tahdi, la tahdu. Auntie, Parveen auntie, I'm going to say it in English. Guide.
اهدي.
You all guide.
اهدوا.
Don't guide.
لا تهدي.
You all don't guide.
لا تهدوا.
MashaAllah. And then we will see this ism, fa'il, maf'ul, fi'l. So the one who guides, hadin. The one who is guided, mahdi. And the guidance itself is called hidayah or huda. Hidayah or huda. So hadin, the one who guides. Mahdi, the one who is guided. And guidance is hudayah. So I will say it in English, you say it in Arabic. The one who guides,
هادٍ.
the one who is guided,
مهدي.
and guidance,
هدايا.
mashallah. So yeah, so now we know this table, mashallah, we've understood this table well. So let's quickly revise the 6 keys we've learned today. Hada, he guided. Yahdi, he guides. Ihdi, guide. Hada, yahdi, ihdi. He guided, he guides, guide. Then the asma, hadin, mahdi, and hidayah. Hadin, mahdi, and hidayah or huda. Now, what you need to remember in these 6 keys, which is important, is remember this, the plural. This is very important. In this table, you must remember the plural of these. So, hada, hadaw. Yahdi, yahduna. Ihdi, ihdu. And hadin, hadun. Remember, hadin is like a noun. So, dun, deen, dun, you know that. So, hadun. So, remember these plurals. If you remember these plurals, then everything will be like enjoyable for you. If you remember just this table, the rest of the classes will be like very delicious, very tasty. You'll enjoy it. It will just go with the flow, inshallah. Inshallah. So alhamdulillah, we now in the next 11 lessons, we will study all the mazid feeh words. Up till now, we finished 8 lessons of the sound verbs. Next 11 lessons, we will be doing the mazid feeh verbs, and they will have the weak. In that, they will have the weak verbs, they will have the words with hamza, and they will have the repeated root words, okay? Root letter words. And they almost, we know that these are very important to us because they occur in the Qur'an. The weak mazid feeh verbs, they occur in the Qur'an 4,500 times, almost 1 in every 2 lines. So between the two, the sound and the weak, there are 9,000 words. So you can say that sound verbs are coming once in every other line, and weak is coming once in every other line. So between the two together, every line you will find a sound verb or a mazid feeh. That's why it's important to learn this. Alhamdulillah, we have finished this. And before we complete this lesson, I just want to tell you that it is not, it's really not difficult to understand Arabic. There's like unnecessary fear has been instilled into our minds that, oh, Arabic is very difficult, we cannot learn. No, it's not difficult at all. Like if you think of it, an Arab child, when he's learning, he's a child, when he's put into that environment, he picks up Arabic and he speaks Arabic. Same way, we are the children of Allah. We are here trying to learn the Quranic Arabic, and we are making a lot of effort. May Allah, make it easy for us, make it smooth for us, and quickly we should be able to absorb this thing. But eventually we will. We are going to absorb and we are going to understand the Quran, inshallah, But the important thing, it doesn't just happen automatically. It happens with a lot of practice. And we are already we are almost halfway through the courses now. We are halfway. So, and we have really achieved a lot up till now. So you should be like adamant, and you should be resilient. You should be, committed to your goal and complete it. If you complete everything, then you will get the halawa, the sweetness. You will get the dessert at the end. At the end of the course, you will get the dessert. So you'll finish all the course meals, all the courses, and at the end, last, you're going to get the dessert. And that dessert is when we will start reading the Quran with understanding, inshallah. So let's complete our class. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. See you all in the next class, inshallah.